Zelensky's address really sounded like an appeal to the Italian parliament, calling for increased help to support Ukraine. He reminded Italian lawmakers of the devastation, the destruction caused by the war. He also mentioned 117 children that have been killed since the beginning of the conflict. And as you mentioned there, clearly he stressed the importance of carrying on with sanctions against Moscow. We also heard from Italy's Prime Minister Mario Draghi, who said that the Italian parliament and the Italian government have been supporting Ukraine since the very beginning of the conflict. And for the first time, he openly said that Italy wants Ukraine to be in the European Union. So for the first time, he openly endorsed that possibility. But Zelensky's planned address had already caused a bit of a political debate over here in Italy. Several lawmakers decided not to attend today's session. Among them, there were members of Italy's ruling coalition, including as well members of the League Party. We know that some of them, 20 lawmakers or so, described this as a marketing operation. They criticized the decision of the Italian parliament to send arms to Ukraine, and they said that these would not help to restore peace in the country. Now, mentioning the League Party, we all know that several years ago, Matteo Salvini was described as one of Putin's closest ally here in Europe. He has changed stance recently over the war, and that's because clearly of Mario Draghi's pro-NATO line, if you will. But despite that, so he condemned Russia's attack in Ukraine, but despite that, clearly the whole issue, Stefan, has been pretty much under the spotlight in the past few days.
And Zelensky reportedly asked Pope Francis to play a mediating role between Russia and Ukraine. Is this a realistic option, and how could it play out?
Well, that doesn't seem to be a remote possibility in a way if you think that the Vatican spokesperson reiterated the Holy See's willingness to act as a mediator in negotiations to put an end to the conflict. The Church has been doing quite a lot. If you think of the Pope's appeals for peace, the Pope's prayer initiatives, he proclaimed Ash Wednesday, which this year falls on the 2nd of March, an international day for prayer and fasting, but also he's had continued contacts with the Apostolic Nuncio in Kiev, something very meaningful in this case. We know also that today President Zelensky got the chance to speak to Pope Francis over the phone. He told him about the very difficult humanitarian situation in the country and insisted on that once again. He said that the Holy See would be welcome to act as a mediator. He also invited him to pay a visit to Ukraine, something that, given how difficult the situation is on the ground for now, seems to be on hold. Stefan?